Hey, good morning, beautiful souls. Excuse me. Hope everybody's having a good life. We're a little after 6 in the morning on a Tuesday. Headed to work. Familiar scene here. If you're watching this video, or if you have watched my videos, this is going to be a familiar scene, I guess. But I wanted to make a quick video. I don't have much time. I'm about to get to work. Since being on my journey, I have gathered some gifts, spiritual gifts of the Spirit, I guess. One being the removal of evil entities from people and property. I don't have to be at the location. I've been miles away. I've been thousands of miles away, and helped people get rid of their negative energy, negative entities, demons, whatever you want to call them. Excuse me. This is a gift that I've had, and I had a friend. There was a certain incident. So I'm gonna make some videos just talking about some of my experiences since I've been on my journey. But I had a friend. She was pretty close. She knew some of my gifts and some of my capabilities. She wasn't 100% certain. She had a friend. It was a guy, just a friend, and he had a girlfriend. And he was concerned that she may have had a demon inside of her. She was acting strange, doing weird things that are out of the ordinary from, I guess, her usual ways. So we this person gave me his number, and I gave him a call or a text, just to let him know who I was, who the person was that contacted me. And we wound up talking on the phone. Good conversation. I don't know. Talked about life, I guess, and then the situation with his girlfriend. I don't think this guy was altogether with her, if you understand what I'm saying. I think the situation that they were in with this demon was testing him, I guess, his love, his loyalty, maybe. We talked, and told me anytime he needed me to let me know. So he winds up calling me one evening, and him and his girlfriend are together. They're outside. He says that his girlfriend is acting strange, and I asked him, was she acting in a way that she would be possessed by a demon in any way whatsoever? He said yes, she was acting in a certain way. So he was telling me that she was on her knees in the yard, and she was looking toward the heavens, and she had her hands toward the heavens. I guess she could have been just praying to God to help her. When I think of somebody being on their knees and they got their hands raised toward the heavens, I wouldn't think that they would be possessed by a demon. Well, let me take that back. They could be possessed by a demon, but they could also be praying to get rid of this demon, because you do have another being inside of you. You are still there. You still have your emotions. You still have your feelings. At this point, they may even be aware that they have a demon in them, and they want to get rid of it, so they'll pray to God. So I wouldn't necessarily say she was acting in a way. I wasn't there, so I'm not certain. I'm just going by what he says, that she was possessed by a demon at that point. So we're on the phone having a conversation. He's telling me what she's doing, and as we're talking, and I'm trying to tell him what to do and trying to help and give him some pointers and whatever else. This was my first real incident in contact with the demon. I've had contacts with demons in the past, but different situations. I wasn't trying to remove them; they were trying to scare me. Maybe they knew where my path was going to be in life and my capabilities or my gifts. Maybe they knew already naturally. That's why I was always tormented. I've been tormented by demons since I was a little child. I can remember this even as a baby, having seen demons and hearing demons. So I knew, I take that as a blessing that they knew where my path was going to lead, and be able to remove their brothers and sisters. In a way, I guess they're family members, and they tried to scare me. They tried to put fear in me so I wouldn't want to encounter or have the capabilities of removing these things. That makes sense. So we're talking, we're on the phone, and I can hear these frogs in the background, and these frogs were getting really loud. And every time that I would try to communicate with this guy, the frogs would overvoice him. They would. It was like they were trying to make it to where I couldn't hear him talk or he couldn't hear me talk. Because it was like at the point where I couldn't hear him. I was like, I can't hear you. I even had to ask him, are you in a swamp or marsh or in a lake, around a lake or something? What's up with all these frogs? And he said he wasn't. He was in a neighborhood. And there were no water sources around, maybe a pool or something, but it was a yard, it was a neighborhood, so I'm sure somebody had a pool in their yard, but not to the point where it would be covered with frogs. But the crazy thing about it is these frogs are making its noise, the ribbit noise that it makes. I'm not going to impersonate it because they're very good at it, but you know what I'm saying. So these frogs, as they're making their noise, they're talking, they're singing, whatever it is they're doing, they start getting louder. But they're no longer making their ribbit sound. They're growling like very strange, like a band of demons lined up together. Or the devil, not wanting one of his children, removed from its source, from its home, from its, damp places. I think they say demons are attracted to damp places. So I finally get this person on the phone. We're starting to talk, and as we're starting to talk, it feels like, I can feel this, it feels like something's trying to pull from my chest. I can feel it, like my chest was pulling out, not pushing in, but pulling out, like something was trying to leave my being, and it was pulling its way out. This is just as we were talking. So I had said in conversation, the words that I used was, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus to go back to hell where you came from. This is what I said. And as soon as I said that, the guy, I can hear him, he said, whoa, like really loud, whoa. And I asked him, what happened? And he had said that there was a shed in the backyard, lawnmower shed, whatever, a little tin shed, whatever it was, whatever it is. Whatever that removed itself from this girl had hit the shed on the way out. I guess protesting, wasn't happy about it, whatever. But it hits the shed on the way out. And the crazy thing about this situation is, I was miles away. I wouldn't say hundreds of miles away because this person was local. But I was miles away on the second floor of my apartment. And right when I did this, I got 3 loud bangs outside my apartment wall. 3 loud bangs. Bang, bang, bang. It tried to scare me. Many, many times I've had myself in a situation with demons, removing them. Excuse me, good Lord. And them try to scare me away, which it doesn't work. I've got the blood of Christ. My vessel is covered in the blood. I'm protected. That's why when I meditate and I bounce off the cosmos, astro project, however you want to call it, I enter into that world with God. He's my protector, my refuge. So I count on Him. I rely on Him to see me through. So another strange part about this situation is I don't have to be at the location. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be with a person. I've figured it out that it works remotely. Like, I can just think about it. When I remove the demon, I think about it. I just use my brain and I put myself in an image to where I'm removing this entity. And nothing is impossible with God, and everything is impossible with man. If you're doing the impossible, seeing the impossible, experiencing the possible, then nothing's impossible with God. It's got to be of God. Excuse me. I just thought I would share that with you. I've got other incidences that I've had, situations that I would really like to share. But hope everybody has a good life, and I love you.